Parak HaShutphin, Daf Yud Aleph, sponsored the Refuah Shalema for Elisha ben Devorah. Gemara explains when it is permitted to accept charity from a Gentile. Rav accepted to distribute charity from the mother of a Gentile monarch to maintain peaceful relations. However, he dispersed the money only to poor Gentiles. Gemara demonstrates that saving lives by giving charity can uproot an evil decree. Hashem decreed Binyamin HaTzadik would die young. He saved the lives of a woman and her 7 sons during a famine. He lived an additional 22 years. Gemara proves by way of logic of Munbaz HaMelech that it is preferable to invest in charity rather than other investments. Number 1, by investing spiritually, one's merits increase, not just his net worth. Number 2, one who invests spiritually, his investment is protected. It cannot be stolen. Number 3, the yield of a spiritual investment always benefits the recipient. The more reward one accumulates, the greater his reward in the afterlife. One can only spend so much money in a lifetime. Number 4, charity preserves lives who continue serving Hashem, whereas increasing one's net worth does not really accomplish anything. Number 5, the benefit of charity is always the giver, whereas the benefit of money in excess of what one needs is for others. Number 6, ultimately, the reward for charity is eternal, whereas the benefit of money is temporal. The Gemara concludes the previous Mishnah, bringing 2 Tanaic views of Rabbi Shimon Gamliel's opinion. According to our Mishnah, in order for a city dweller to be considered a citizen immediately, he must purchase a house or enough land to build one. According to another Tana, a purchase of any amount of land suffices. Now we move on to a new Mishnah. A partner can force a division of jointly owned property only when its function remains. Number 1, a divided courtyard must be at least 4 by 4 amos on both sides. Rav Asi explains, in addition, each partner is entitled to another 4 by 4 in front of his door for unloading. There is a machlokes how to divide a courtyard if one house has more doors than the other. Rav Huna holds the whole courtyard is divided according to the amount of doors. The house with 2 doors receives 2/3 of the courtyard, whereas the house with 1 door receives 1/3. Rav Chizda holds for each door the owner receives only an additional 4 by 4. The remainder is divided equally. If one house has a doorway 8 amos long, the owner is entitled to his 8 by 4, 8 amos in length, and 4 amos in width. He does not receive an additional 4 by 4. The Gemara discusses how much area of a courtyard an owner of a stone pit is entitled around it. A Maimer holds if it is centered in the courtyard, the owner is entitled to 4 square amos on each side. However, if it has its own door, he only has 4 square amos in front of the door. The Gemara discusses the law of an achsadra, a pavilion, a roofed area exposed on its sides. Number 1, one fully exposed on its sides, supported only by columns, would not be used for storage. Consequently, it can be used for unloading. The owner is not entitled to 4 amos. Number 2, one surrounded by half walls is used for storage and not unloading. Consequently, the owner is entitled to 4 amos. The Gemara discusses a half-roof structure. Such a structure is not entitled to 4 amos, even if only the inner part is uncovered. The owner can maneuver the animal through the covered part that has minimal storage. The Gemara continues discussing the 4 amma extension for a mirpeset. Second-story residents exit their apartments by way of a porch that leads to a stairway to the first floor. They are all entitled to only 4 amos at the bottom of the staircase. A chicken coop is not entitled to 4 square amos because chicken climb up and down. The Gemara now questions how tenants of apartment buildings determine how to divide up housing the king's soldiers and divide manure lying in a courtyard. The division of soldiers is according to the amount of families in the building and not the amount of doors, whereas manure is divided according to the amount of doors used for their disposal. The Gemara brings a machlokas of Rebbe and Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar as to whether all residents of a mavui have rights of usage or not. Rav Huna holds, like Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar, that any resident, whether he needs access to the whole mavui to enter the public thoroughfare or not, can protest a resident's use of the courtyard that would inconvenience the other residents. According to Rebbe, he cannot protest. If you're enjoying Daf 5, please press on the link below, subscribe, and become a sponsor.